Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray and we are here to watch episode 6 of season 2 of Chaser Game W. So, last episode we had a bit of a, let's say a sojourn to Itsuki's hometown. Her Gam was in the hospital after she fell. And so we spent some time with her, and Itsuki finally came out to her grandmother, who accepted it gracefully and lovingly. So we've got over that hurdle. Although I don't know if it was, I mean, I guess it was sort of a hurdle because, you know, regardless, she was, you know, in the closet. So it was part of her journey. At least in this moment, to come out of the closet, thanks in part to Yodam saying so, giving her that little tiny push to, you know, take control of that aspect of her life. And certainly I think, I didn't talk about this in the last episode, but certainly I think there's a part of Itsuki that, you know, has said that she admires Yodam's like bravery and gumption. That's the basis of their relationship back when she was in high school. And part of that is seeing her be so living her life like super out loud. That's certainly what we can say about Yodam, is that she does everything over the top to the max. And in seeing that in her allows Itsuki to want to live authentically herself as well. And this is kind of just the latest example of Yodam's, you know, influence on her life, making her want to take control of the parts of her life that she can. And I do like that. I do like that aspect of the Yodam and Itsuki relationship. Yeah, but it did allow her to claim Fuyu completely to her family. Now that Fuyu technically is doing the same with her family, although again, her family is not taking it well, at least not her mother. Do we think we're ever gonna meet Fuyu's dad? I don't know. I guess we'll see, but because we have 3 more episodes, this one and then the last 2. So we could see her father, but I don't think we are. I think it's going to be mostly just her mom as the representation of the idea of her family, her traditional, you know, Chinese family, etc. So, all right, going from last episode into this one, Yodam has finally relented, taken a step back, realized that she can't be with Itsuki anymore, and has given up her pursuit, or at least her romantic pursuit of Itsuki. And then Fuyu and Itsuki are kind of moving more into just being together, just existing together as a couple. But I'm sure we'll have a little bit of leftover of obstacles for them to overcome. So I'm excited to get into episode 6. So let's just jump into it. Yeah, so they went back to their university, which is where they met. Let's see how this goes. Not the role play. Alright. Oh, we're gonna actually see 6 years ago. Not her getting harassed. Leave her alone. So that's how they met. So this is how they first started to connect. Which makes sense that they eventually went into game development. We're so far removed from the first season where they were game developers. Hilarious. Like the way we started off this whole show thinking it was going to be like full-on workplace, you know, romance. And I feel like we have gotten none of that this season. Which is fine. But it's interesting to bring it back up here. Pay for it?
うちのパパに言えばお金出してもらえるし、ね、一緒に行こうよ。
いい。私
Don't
は
wanna rely
自
on
分
you.
のお金で冬と中国に行く。だ
That's
から
fair.
それまで待って。
Are we gonna get them going to China? Are we bringing this up now so that we can? Because she's finally established enough that she could afford a
奨
ticket.
学金の返済もあるからな。
Did they make a promise to do it in 10 years? That
待っ
kind
て
of
るね。
ありがとう。
だから真面目だなって思って。
ちょっと、そんなことない。
Not those all being the reasons why she
真面目じゃ
thought
ない。
she was intense.
知り合ったその日に家に連れ込むなんて月もかなり大胆だったよ。
Oh yeah, they were vibing hard. If that was all the same day
それに、あ
that
の
they
時は
met,
単
you
純
know.
に友達ができて嬉しかったから。びっちゃびちゃ。
風邪ひかないっていいけど。
Shazara looking hella beautiful. A little wet.
どうかした？
It's like a really domestic moment.
髪の毛隠してあげるから、そって。
いいの？
Trying to cover it up. Oh, girl.
風邪ひいちゃうからね。
Look at her nervous.
Mm-hmm.
This is cute. It's kind of crazy watching people dry hair with no like comb attachment.
なんか言った？
何も言ってないよ。
Because I'm like, wouldn't her hair come out straighter if you were, you know, actually blow drying? But I guess this is also a
なん
TV
か言って
show,
なかっ
so
た？
とりあえずさ、
feeling jealousy.
じゃあね。
Yeah, and then they had that breakup
どうしたの？冬。
where you saw him cheating, right? Or he wasn't exactly cheating because I don't think they were dating. It was more like
何がミスターキャンパ
he
スだ
was
よ。
playing
ただ
the
のチャラ男
field
じゃない。
without
ぶっ
committing
飛ばしてればよかった。
to anybody.
なんか心がふわふわっていい気持ちになるの。
私も冬というとそうだよ。
嬉しい。ありがとう。
19歳だね。
そうだね。これからもよろしくね。
よろしくね。
Uh,
ねえ、いちご好きでしょ。
she said you're 19 now.
寮だから無断外泊できないんだよね。
じゃあ私が泊まりに行って。
What?
相部屋だからそれもできなくて。
Sorry. What happens if you do stay overnight? Then what? What are they gonna do? Kick you out?
私こそ変なこと言ってごめん。切ってくるね。
あ、なんか手伝おうか。
You're not allowed to not stay. I understand putting a rule in place where you're not allowed to have other people stay overnight, but you're not allowed to stay overnight somewhere else? What if you have a trip with your friends skiing or something?
ゆっくり休んで。
着いたら一応連絡してね。
Do you gotta sign a permission slip saying I'm staying out overnight from the place that I live at? I'm not saying I don't believe her, but that's so crazy. Especially when you're an adult, like she's over 18.
Yeah.
What a crazy rule. This is their first year together. Oh, she's sick on her birthday? That sucks.
月。大丈夫。
Yeah, this is really cute. I wasn't expecting a flashback episode like that's spending so much time in the past. I like it. I don't mind it at all.
え、まずい？
たっぷり。
Yeah. What happens if she doesn't go back to her dorm? What are they gonna do? Don't get sick yourself. Not her being sick. The first time that they had sex, seemingly the first time. I knew she was gonna say something like that
その
about
時
catching
は
her cold.
私が看病してあげる。どんな風に看病してくれるの？
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, what you gonna do?
何？ちょっともうやめてくすぐった。私も美月愛してる。
大好きand愛してる That's cute.
もう可愛いんだから。
Like they escalated it, both sides. I love how she did not pause.
二人で部屋にしてさ、バルコニー。そっか。
It's like, I guess, what is the age of... So maybe that's why I was like, she's 19, aren't they both? Because I'm pretty sure it was 18 in Japan, but maybe not in the prefecture they're in? Maybe it's prefecture by prefecture?
ずっとこうしてたいね。
Maybe it's 20? I don't think it's 20, that's Korea. I have to look it up. That height difference, because she's wearing flats and she's wearing heels and she's still
2 ヶ
taller.
月後、冬とコウさんの離婚が成立した。
ですよね。
もちろんです。
I mean, that's his daughter,
よろし
yes.
くお願いします。
こちらこそ。
That's his daughter. He definitely has a right to be in his
コウ
daughter's
さ
life.
んは中国に戻られるんですか？
いえ、このまま日本に残って夢を叶えたいと思います。
どん
Going
な
back
夢で
to
すか？
the forestry?
動物に関わる仕事に
Yeah,
就くの
yeah,
は
zookeeping.
僕の夢です。それが実現するまで頑張ろうと冬さんを見てそう思いました。
Yeah, you made a stand.
原本さんと一緒になりたいという夢のために君は戦ったし
Yeah.
犠牲も払った。
He's like,
その姿に
it's
勇気を。
inspiring, man. I want to do that too.
ありがとう。
We're all going to live our authentic selves, our
Real you.
authentic lives.
私の方です。
We'll make this happen. Build our happiness ourselves.
コウさんが応援してくれていたおかげ。よいしょ、これで最後だね。
Thank you for bringing her back into the story because I've been missing her. We've had such a lack of Tsuki in this season. I hated it.
来ておいで。
はい。よいしょー。イエーイ。
どうしたの？すごい。
Yeah, how did you not notice this? This beautiful
聞いて聞い
cake.
て。と一緒に住んでくれてありがとう。私にいつも好きって言ってくれてありがとう。
まあいいよ。ありが
Remember
と
when we found out that she
Arigato.
named her daughter after her?
う。ママ、お誕生日ありがと
Woo. Yeah, one thing I'm always gonna love is a JDrama soundtrack, baby. Like, love an opening, love an ending song. Now, this is a good episode. We're definitely winding down on this story. Like, everything's finally falling into place. These two are finally living their full, true selves. And because of that, you know, the things that were holding them back, at least the things that they could control, are slowly being dissolved, you know? And all they have to do is just be together and love each other truly and deeply. I like the way that this episode kind of took us on their journey in the past, and really showed both new scenes and scenes we've seen before already, showed how they have grown, especially the contrast that the episode did between, you know, when they were young 10 years ago versus the way that they have control over their lives and they know who they want to be now. You know, like being able to afford things that you couldn't afford when you were young, being able to be seen and have control over your destiny versus, you know, back in the day when you didn't. Like the dorm thing and not being able to get their own apartment without their parents, that kind of thing. But now here they are, adults, and it took a long time for Fuyu to get out of the shadow of her family, obviously. But we're now entering her new phase as an adult, where she knows who she is and she knows who she wants and what she wants in her life, and they're pursuing that truly and authentically. And because of that, even her ex-husband has found inspiration in that, in the desire to pursue what he truly wants, you know. I don't know, it was a good episode in terms of reflecting on your past and how far you've come. You know, we all kind of have those moments, right, where when you're a certain age, you look back on, you know, your life, the choices that you made, the things that happened to you 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And you think about how different things are now. And maybe not everything has changed. Maybe not everything is perfect. You know, we're always growing. We're always learning as people. But I feel like we always have that moment when you're like in your 30s or 40s or 50s, whatever age you might be. Where you kind of look back at your teens and your early 20s and you're like, man. And I don't miss it. It's tough. There's some things that I miss about being young, but I tell you what I don't miss. I don't miss not being able to afford things. I don't miss being super poor. I don't miss not having the ability to do what I want, you know, as an adult. I'm an adult now, and as an adult, I can do whatever I want. If I decide tomorrow that I want to move to Canada, then guess what? I can start moving to Canada. And nobody's going to tell me no or hold me back or whatever. You know, it's my decision. You know? Oh, I didn't say anything about this in the last episode, but it was interesting when we had that whole moment where the grandma told Itsuki she felt bad about pressuring her about having a grandchild. And I didn't mention it in that episode, but it made me think of it. This talk made me think of it there. It's like being in control of your own life. Like, I am thankful that that's one thing that I never had. Like, my grandmother never, who raised me, my grandmother never gave me that kind of pressure of you need to be married or you need to have children. You need to give me, you know, great grandbabies or whatever. I never had that. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that I never had that kind of weird pressure from my family to like marry or settle down or have children or whatever. You know, my parents died when I was very young, so I definitely didn't have that from my parents. Although I wonder if I would have gotten that if they had lived long enough to see me grow. But I never had it from my grandmother. I didn't even really have it from my aunt, even though I don't have a good relationship. I didn't have a good relationship with my aunt because of her extreme conservatism. But even she never, like, I guess there was a sort of understanding. Like, I definitely never came out to her or anything. Partially because I wasn't fully able to accept myself and my queerness at the time when I was living with her. And that came later after finally leaving her in her home. But I never, even when I lived with her, she never gave me that kind of like, yeah, you need to be married, blah, blah. She was the kind of conservative Christian who was like, happy that I never dated, not ever examining why I never dated when I was young. Let alone dated boys, you know, when I was young. But she never had that expectation that I should have children soon or anything like that. I just don't remember that. I never got that from my grandmother. But I don't remember my aunt doing that with me. And a lot of people do have that kind of pressure, that kind of constant, like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to give me children, grandchildren, yada, yada, yada? When are you going to have babies? I'm thankful that I never got that. I certainly never got that from my sisters. Yeah, interesting. But that feeling of being able to do whatever you want and not have those pressures of your family anymore, because Fuyu has decided to cut her family off. Now, do I think they're gonna come back in the next episode or the finale? Maybe. But I like the way that this episode had these two characters kind of reflect back on when they were not in control of all aspects of their existence in their life. They didn't have the autonomy that they have now. And because of that, they're able to get their own apartment. They're able to get a divorce and it be an amicable divorce, and have her child live with them, part of the time. Obviously, Tsuki's probably going to go back and forth between her mom and her dad, but at the end of the day, they are able to have an apartment and have a place for their child and live their lives because they are autonomous beings. They have complete control over their lives now, because they've taken that control. They've forged a place for themselves in this world. I don't know. I liked it. So, all right. I think that's everything I want to say. But definitely you can feel the story is winding down. We're settling things. We're finally tying loose ends. We're resolving emotional beats. I still think there's at least one more to be had with Fuyu's mom. And we'll see if we'll get that in the next episode or the finale. But I think we have at least one more moment with her mom left. And then we'll be wrapped up. So I don't feel like this show needs a third season. I don't know if it necessarily needed a second season, but I have enjoyed the second season, so I'm fine with it. But I definitely don't think it needs a third season, so I don't think we're gonna get a third season. And if we don't, then I'm quite satisfied with how both seasons have explored those characters. I'm mostly satisfied. I do think that there's a part of me that wishes we resolved some of these things earlier so that we could get a full 4-5 episode run of them just being together. But it's okay. It's fine. It's okay. So, all right. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Go on over to Patreon if you're interested in the early access to this show, as well as other shows I have on my channel. After this, I probably will take a little bit of a break, and then I'll dive into Ayaka's In Love with Hiroko Season 2. But I'm looking forward to that one as well. So, all right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Whatever, all this ever, but you long gone, it don't matter.